Our journey starts in Hannah, Utah. The Hannah General Store. Over here we have the Hannah Hilton and Hannah Bar. The world famous Hannah Hilton. Bikers usually stop here. Home of the Utah State Stone. This is orange onyx, also known as honeycomb quartz. It only comes from one place in the world, which is Hannah, Utah. They use it for bars. The sign of the town by where we live is made out of it. And then it's translucent, so they backlight it, and it glows orange. You can get some big old boulders of it, little teeny pieces. He'll cut it, he'll shape it. Got quite a bit of it here. Honeycomb calcite, the Utah State Stone. They say the Uinta Mountains are the oldest mountains, and that this is one of the deepest layers. But through plate tectonics, it's been pushed up to the surface. Camp Hannah, Hannah, Utah. We're a little north of Hannah. This is Lightning Ridge. Old stories tell of gold mines. A lot of people say the Lost Roads mine is on Lightning Ridge. This is the North Fork of the Duchesne River. The West Fork of the Duchesne River comes that way. Gorgeous hills. On this side we have Rhodes Canal and Rhodes Road. That's Rhodes. I spelled roads wrong. Rhoads. No, that's wrong too. I'll try again later.
Roads? I can't say that word. Roads.
Here's Lightning Ridge from the other direction. Somewhere you can see some switchbacks up the hill. Those are newer, from the 80s. Someone tried to find the mine. They ultimately gave up. the maps I've seen that have the mine marked, it's right about here. Today's adventure takes us across the street to one of my favorite places, Big Spring. You can see up here the fluid comes out of the mountainside in a big spring. All these big tall trees. It's about a half a mile from the parking lot where this horse trailer is. Also, here is another spring called Jackass Larson Springs. People say Jackass Larson Springs is the best water on the planet. I've heard people only drink Jackson water, Jackass Larson water, whatever. So we're here at the North Fork of the Duchesne River, Duchesne County. We're in western Duchesne County, somewhere around 8,000 north, maybe 10,000 north. This is Big Spring coming down the hill. And if you look right here, this is Jackass Larson Spring coming out of that pipe and down this hill. It's a pipe with a bunch of holes drilled into it that people fill jugs up with. It really starts underneath this big pine tree is where the water starts leaking out of the earth. There's another gorgeous waterfall over here called Crystal Falls, but it's on private property, so we won't go there today. Another shot of Lightning Ridge. Rhoades. Roads.
Roads. Roads. Roads. Quiet back there.
This is Rhodes Canal here, coming out of the water. I'll bring you up and show you the head dam. It's an interesting way that they built the canal, so it goes upstream and downstream, kind of go up the canyon and down the canyon, I should have said. Kind of an air vent here. What was once just an open canal, they've piped. And here's the head of the pipe. This canal comes out of the Duchesne River, which is over there, a little bit upstream. I'm not sure, but this also might be called Rhodes Canal. I think they're all called Rhodes Canal. Everything around here is called Rhodes something or other. Rhodes Road. All their last names are that. Either that or Giles or Gines, I've noticed. Back in the day, everybody came from Ogden, which is out by Salt Lake. And they got their permits to settle the Uinta Basin from Ogden, and then they got to come over the pass, which is on the other side of Lightning Ridge, called Wolf Creek Pass, between those two hills there. And so the first people here picked the nicest land. As you get farther south, it gets a lot more desolate. Also, the largest fish I've ever seen was right here. I don't know if he's there now. It was a couple years ago, but he was several feet long and didn't do anything but swim all day. He didn't go anywhere, but he swam all day. So water's actually coming out of that pipe, even though it doesn't really look like it, to mix with the water from Big Spring to go into the Rhodes Canal. And then everything that can't fit in the canal, or the pipeline, runs across the street back into the Duchesne. The way I understand it, before settlers ever arrived, this was called New Spain, later turned into Mexico. The place we currently are was a province called New Granada. The way I understand it is the local populace was enslaved to mine gold, then they'd smelt it down into bars and float it down the river till it got to California, and then sail it down to Panama and put it back on slave back, hike it over across Panama, put it back on ships, send it home to Spain, is what I've been told. Seems like some evidence of mining up here, maybe not. I noticed a lot of depressions. They don't seem natural, like big pits. I'm thinking maybe they used hydraulic mining, wash the hillside out, let the fluid fill up the pits, and the gold settle to the bottom as the silt washed over the top. Oh, I found a cool flower.
This flower is called monk's hood, also called aconite. All parts of this plant are poisonous, especially the roots. It is best observed at a distance. Because of its historical use in poisonings, it is known as the queen of all poisons.
Good job.
Oh, where did I put mine?
Someone's built a little tub. There used to be an oven right here, but someone dismantled it. An improvised shelter. All you need is 54 short sticks, 4 long sticks, and a rope. I don't know. Ow. It kind of hurts. Ow. I don't think I'm small enough to go in there. There's not really a trail. You just kind of have to walk up the waterfall in some spots. I think maybe we go around it right here, though. Oh, we're on the road again. You see the old school canal? I think. Doesn't this seem like a berm? I think this is a berm. I don't know. Maybe not. I found some berms here, though, where they had the old canal coming down the creek. Oh, yeah, this is definitely it. You can see it here. If I get like this, maybe you can see the topography where they would have taken horses and what's known as a scraper, which it looks a lot like a wheelbarrow without wheels and the front cut off. And you push it into the dirt and you whip the horse and it walks, tries to get away from you and fills the trough. And you drive up over here and dump it. At least that's how the settlers would have done it. Perhaps this was done another way. This is one of my favorite areas around here. It's kind of off the side of the spring. Some more smaller springs, I suppose. Little springs to go next to Big Spring. If I was to ever camp here, though, this would probably be where I'd pitch my tent. Oh, look. Someone else had the same idea. Sorry if I'm moving the camera too fast. I'll try to not do that. I wouldn't really call this the high Uintas. Maybe the low Uintas. It says something about the gateway to the Uintas. I know that if you head up the road, you get to some place called Granddaddy Canyon Overlook. I've never been there. The water in this marsh looks iridescent. My wife knows the names of all the plants, but I kind of don't. Which way should we go? It's getting kind of scary. I think I left her behind. Maybe I should go back and find her. Should I just start hollering? Oh, look, I found her. It's a squatch. Just kidding, don't tell her I said that. Ow. Just started to rain. Just get away from my house. Got an old fire barrel. Water looks gross, but it smells pretty good. It doesn't smell like sulfur. Okay, we found another canal. Look at this one. This one's a lot more subtle, like maybe it was older. Maybe if I get down like this, you can see the topography. A couple of these I've found head gates on, but it's real old wood. Can you see how that's an old canal?
Get out of your shot.
No, you're not my shot. I'm not filming you. Oh. Is this way too mucky? Do we need to go another way?
No, we're good. I'm fine. I changed my shoes. Okay.
More of Little Spring. I'm gonna head back over here to Big Spring. I feel like I'm getting off track. Wow, look at the iridescence. Like an oil slick. The way I've been told the story is that it was legal to hunt Mormons in America. You get $15 for a Mormon scalp at a time when you could only get $5 for a native scalp. So it was a real lucrative business. Mormons were established in Illinois, were driven out, and they approached Mexico about buying New Granada. And they turned it into the state of Deseret, which means honeybee in some ancient language. And they came here with the sole purpose of finding the Lost Roads mine, is the way I understand it. The reason being, the Mormons have a golden book that was smelted in that mine, is the way I've been told. And so they knew there was gold there. All they had to do was find it. So Rhodes came out and befriended the natives. Mind you, this is all hearsay. It's just what people have told me. I'm just telling you. Might be wrong. But the natives said that they would take him to the mine. Eventually, he had to become their friend first. They said that the story goes they were in their sweat lodge with him, and they saw his circumcision, and they inquired on it, and he said it was to be more Christ-like. And so they requested that he show them how to do it, and they circumcise themselves with their rock knives right there in that tent or smokehouse or whatever. Ooh, getting nasty now. They then showed him all of their mines. So there wasn't just one, but the way I understand it, this is like kind of the good one, you know? I think I messed up. I gotta get down there somehow. Oh boy. Okay, so I got turned around. We're headed back, trying to find her. Got a little intrigue telling my story. Oh, gonna fall. All right, head back to the little springs. I screwed up. We need to cut more this way, get back to the big spring. Yeah. Sorry, I put my finger in the camera. Nice. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's better than where we were.
You want to try to walk down there?
Oh. Look, you can see the old canal right there. That was the canal I was trying to find the beginning to. And then if you look through the trees, you can see the new replacement, kind of a concrete structure. We'll go over to it. I'm gonna put the camera down, climb down this cliff though. This is intense. Got us off track by following Little Spring. I didn't realize how far up the hill we'd gone. Oh, hey, we made it. We're back to the water. Oh. That fell over there. So earlier I told you they send water up the canyon and down the canyon. This is the one that goes up the canyon. They take it out a little sooner. Some kind of a screen and a pipe headed that way. Looks like a storm headed our way. Good one. This is about a third of the way up, I feel. When I'm coming back down, I get lazy and I walk the road. But on the way up, I like to walk up the hill. The road will kind of take you to Jackass Springs. She said this plant's really poisonous too. Horsetail. Don't eat it. The leaf on this aspen tree has bugs living in it. They're in it. Little baby pine tree. Remember earlier I was telling you about pits that I thought were man-made? Maybe had to do with gold sluicing. I don't know if you can tell about that being a pit. It's kind of hard to judge depth, I think, on a camera. This one's a little more profound than the last. You can see the berm, the big U-shaped berm, and then they use the hillside as the last. The way I understand it is they'd run ditches along the hill and then they'd spill the water down. The sediment would wash out while the gold remained in the pit. Another way I've heard of them doing it was building big fires on the rock and then putting water on it like we just talked, and it would shatter the rock. They were able to get the ore out that way. Some of it's covered in a moss. Feels like soft carpet. I feel like I'm gonna fall in. Oh. Yeah. That's a cool looking plant. Really wispy. They say Deseret was pretty big. Parts of Utah, Colorado, Nevada, maybe some other states. Very industrious peoples. No matter what you think about what they think, can't deny that they came out in the middle of nowhere and really prospered for quite a while. The way I understand it is they mined the gold for the statue atop the temple out of the Rhodes mine. Earlier we talked about the Golden Book. And the story goes there was a book of kings that had peoples who had sailed to Brazil, taken over, enslaved the natives, the local populace, for about 1,000 years. And each king would write in the book about what happened that year. And around, I believe, 1200, like we're talking from like -500 to 1200. In 1200, they had a slave rebellion. And they killed all the overseers. And the son of the king, his name was Moroni. And the king, his name was Mormon. And Mormon gave Moroni the Book of Kings and told him to run. This was in northern Mexico, I believe. And he came here, found this mine, Rhodes mine, smelted gold out of the hill, turned it into paper, basically, that he scratched. He rewrote the book. It was previously on brass, and he rewrote it on gold, is what they say. I don't know. Anyway, that's why they came here. That's why this place is mildly important. Oh, let's see, am I up to the... I'm trying to look for that head gate. Oh, I think I passed it. I see it back there. Oh, look, here's more. This is concrete. Here's an old piece of concrete right here. Got my foot on concrete here. I don't know if you can see that, but old dam. And I went over and there's a bunch of boards over there, old head gate. Let's see if we can go back. This is kind of nasty. Oh, shit. I'm good, I'm good. I guess I do better going uphill than down. Yeah, here we are. All right, we're at the head of that canal we kept looking at. One of them, I think the upper one. Honey, here's the head of the canal with all the old head gate or something, huh? I found another pit, but this one's not as impressive as the rest. Wonder if you can tell how old it is by looking at the nail. Looks like that nail was made in a machine or something. I can see the top of it. I wish it would focus better. Almost looks like it's been made in a machine though, to me. Like 1906 was when the government opened this area up to homesteading. What happened was the Mormons were a real industrious people, like I was saying, and they would each take zones. Like, for instance, where all the coal was, they named it Carbon County, had coal mines, and where the iron was, that's Iron County. They didn't name it Copper County, out where all the copper is. I don't know why. But they got the biggest copper mine on the planet. So big that you can see it from space. One of the few things you can see from space that's man-made, they say. Another one is some greenhouses in southern Spain that are so big, seen from space. Oh, how does she do that? Where am I gonna go? That's deep. That's like 3 feet deep. If I fall in there, I'll be sad. For instance, the West Jordan Beet Diggers is still their high school team. Made sugar, kind of a statewide commune, if you will. Everybody doing something. Oh, look at all this monkshood. She was saying earlier, monkshood is the king of poisons, also called alocasia. Don't eat that. Oh, this is nuts. I think the trail's over there. Let's see if I can get to it. Oh. Oh. Shit. This is rough. I've done this a lot, but never holding a camera. We're almost to my favorite spot of the whole place though. There's this big rock out in the middle. I like to sit on it. Gives me a feeling that nothing else does. Can't really get this feeling anywhere else. Maybe that's why this is my favorite spot. I remember the first time I got the feeling, it was almost scary. Oh, Jesus. This isn't going well. Oh man, I'm too old and fat to do this. Okay, come on. Oh yeah, I made it. Oh. I think it's pretty though. I hope my video doesn't suck too bad because it's all shaking all over. If you're actually watching this, thanks. That's cool of you. Oh, now I gotta go back down. Shit. Ow. Whew. Okay. Okay, oh. Oh, rubbing up against the monk's hood. Good job. If I die, we'll all know why. She did it. Just kidding. Oh, old cable. All kinds of old cable. Not too old though. Not too old. Wonder what that's about. A lot of places I find these little snails. Oh yeah, there's one. There's 2 of them. Sometimes I'll find them in piles of like 1,000. So they must be new. Can't be that old, huh? Be in that good a shape. Oh yeah. This place is so pretty to me. The rocks are all different from each other. Look at this one, it's almost it's kind of a composite, like natural concrete almost. And this one, completely different. Almost like that onyx we were looking at earlier, except not as translucent. Oh, I about twisted my ankle on the concrete one. Good job. Oh, that looks awesome. Stand on this big old log. Ooh, don't fall off. Sorry, got my gloves in the shot. Beautiful. Anyway, the story goes, there's a group of settlers headed over Donner Pass into California from Nevada, and they were waiting for the snows. It was springtime. They were waiting for the snows to clear. They were camped at the bottom of the Sierra Nevadas on the Nevada side, and they started panning for gold in the streams. They found it, opened a gold mine area, eventually found that there was the largest block of silver ever. Something like 5 miles by 5 miles by 15 miles of silver. They called it the Comstock lode. And I guess once the government got wind of that, that was pretty much it for Deseret. They made it a point to eradicate, seize, control. Well, we got Nevada out of the deal, and that's why it's called the Silver State. I hear they have just recently found the mother lode of lithium there too. I also once read that more gold comes out of Nevada than anywhere else, and I think it said put together. Oh, we're almost to my favorite rock. Alright, where are we going now? This right here. Ooh. Oh, I about ended up in the drink. Oh wow, this one's cool. I wonder what this one is. It looks scary. It looks like the kind of thing I don't want to touch. Okay. Made it. Whenever anyone starts talking about gold mines in Utah, I tell them if there was enough gold, they'd have a mine you could see from space, just like they do where there's copper and silver. So there must not be very much gold here, even if there is a little. But maybe nature, maybe that's the reward, huh? Getting out, spending time together. They say after he made the gold plates. Oh wow, look at this one. This is cool. It's like sandwiched. That he left the area and walked for the rest of his days till he got to New York, where he got old and buried the plates somewhere in the year 1200 AD, where they stayed buried until the year 18 something AD, 1800 something. Earlier we were talking about the Book of Kings, and it's mostly just about how these one people kicked these other people's ass and turned them into slaves, and then it went back and forth, same story for quite a while. Oh, I'm talking and I almost missed my rock. Holy smokes, cannot do that. This is the gem right here. This is the bee's knees. The bee's knees. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh shit, I did miss my rock. That was it down there. Damn it. Teach me to drive on. This rock's pretty cool though, but it's not really, you can't really sit on it. I was here with my one buddy, shout out to him, his name's Slothy, and he told me about the and I never heard of that before. O-M, said the earth has an If you sit in the right spot and you shut your big mouth, you just might hear it. Yes, there's the right spot right there. Oh, didn't mean to do that, hey. So, yeah. Alright, let's see if we can get back. See if we can do it without dying. This is stupid shit. Oh, my water. Shout out to Food Club, purified drinking water, RO, reverse osmosis. Oh, we're almost to the top. Shit, hold on. I'm having a rough go. Okay. We're almost to the top. This log signifies the end. I didn't think we were going to make it. I almost gave up. Crap. Now I'm back to trying to get across. Okay. Alright. Let's do it this way. Oh, that had to be terrible. I didn't mean to zoom in. I'm so sorry. That's probably terrible. Have to edit that part out. Hi. I think I go in this way. Sometimes I convince myself that someone made this dam. And one time I convinced myself that over there was another one of those deep pits. I don't really see it right now. Maybe I was wrong. Like maybe this was a ancient dam. They say a lot about giants around here. These looks like rocks giants could have moved. All right, we're trying to head up there. This is kind of rough. Oh shit. Oh, I can hear the rumble. I can hear the rumble. It's like a deep bass. Oh, there she is. The head of the spring. Above here is nothing but dirt. Damn it. Hold on. Sorry about that. Alright. See if we can keep going. Oh. Holy cow, this is tough. Oh. And here we are, dry as a bone. Some years it comes out up here. You can see it's all mossy. The water's low. Some years this rock, you have to sit on these other ones. You can't sit on this one. But we can sit on this one today. Hey, give me a high five.